Hey, welcome back. Good to see you. So, before we get started with start walks and stop walks, I want to set up the animation graph to be able to handle these inputs or these speed changes a little bit easier. So, I'm going to take you through that process of setting up an enumerator. And an enumerator is basically just a way to branch to a bunch of different things really quickly. Okay, so we're looking for an enum. So I'm creating a new enumerator. I'm going to call it enum move states. Seems about right. So we're just going to go into there and we're going to add our enumerators. So we're going to say walk, jog, run, sprint, and crouch. And then we're just going to save that. Then we're going to do this in our animation blueprint. So I can't really say I know which one is best if we do it off tick. So that is here, this one. So event blueprint update animation. So what I'm going to do is add a new variable, add variable, and I'm going to make this the enum movement states. Looks like I already have one. Oh, that's fun. Let's see what that one is. Walking, sprinting, exhausted, jumping, gliding, flying. Ah, we won't use that one. We'll use this new one. It's always fun when you see that you've got another one. We're going to say movement state here. And then we're going to say, I'm going to rename this to state. We're going to come here and say enum movement state. And we are going to compile and save. And we're going to make a new little function here. I'm going to say add function that's enum movement state. So I'm just going to go back here real quick, pull this out, and connect it here. So it's just probably want it at the beginning. Yeah, let's put it at the beginning. We'll just drag this all the way over. Move this over. Put this in here like this, and then like this, and cool. Let's clean that up a little bit for some reason. Okay, so our messy graph got messier. We're coming in here, and I'm going to do a property access node. Yeah, property access, because I don't think I have these variables from the blueprint. I'm going to say base player is walking. Whoops, base player is walking. I can get my, I can type this right. There it is walking. Then I'm going to say branch here. I don't know if I'm doing this exactly right. And then I'm going to say, if that's true, we're going to say set enum set movement state to walk. There we are. So we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to duplicate that, bring it down, If that's false, we're going to say is jogging. And then we're going to say jog. We're going to duplicate that. We're going to say is all the way up here is running. We're going to say next. We're going to say we're going to just keep saying here. I'm pretty sure is sprinting. Pretty sure I have that as an actual variable here, but I'll just keep using the property access. We're going to change this to sprinting. Forgot to change this one to run. And then we're going to say this one is crouch. I think there's two here. I think I might have gotten that one already. So let's say property access, remove binding. Let's say crouching is crouching. So that one. So let's see where I'm setting that one. So that is crouching. It's in the common vars. And I'm saying if it's auto crouched or crouched, then we're crouching. Okay, great. That's the one I want to use. So I'm going to pull that over here. Now we're going to say is crouching to crouch, sprint, run, jog, and walk. So we're just going to compile this. We're going to play. We're going to watch this graph here. Not doing anything yet. Not sure why. Looks like all that's there. Just not seeing the tick. Let's go ahead and print link here. Let's say walking. Recompile. We're going to come back to our game and make sure that we're walking. Okay, that's working. So now we're walking. Okay, so let's bring this one down. And then we're going to say jogging. Compile. Let's test that. So let's switch to jogging. There we are. Now we're jogging. Then let's switch that to running. Play. And then we're running. Okay, so that's good. Okay, now we say sprint. And here we'll say crouch. Crouch and sprint, play. So we're in run mode. Oh, doesn't update sprinting. Let's try this one if we're doing both. I think technically if you're sprinting, you're running. Let's see here. I think I just had an alarm go off. So if you're sprinting and running, let's play. You're running. Nope. Oh, interesting. So let's say here, let's do sprinting first. So that check will come first, and then we'll just see if we're running. We'll say sprint here and run here. We run here and sprint here. So it should be running. Now we're sprinting. Okay. Now it's just checking to see if we're sprinting. Before it checks to see if we're just running. That way sprint can override running. And then now we're should be crouching. I think I'll need to check for, basically, I think the way this needs to work is here, or check for everything but running. So we'll just say a false here. Then we'll delete this one. So we're checking sprinting first. Running will be our default. There we are. And that should do it. So you're running, sprinting, crouching. There we are. Okay, great. So now that we have that enum set up, let's use it. So if we come here to our Anim graph, let's come to our locomotion. Let's come to our move start. Move start, and we're not strafing. So I've got a bit if we are strafing, so that's strafe start over here, and then we have strafe. We just want this one for now. And we just have our run start. So we don't have any specific animation set up, so we're just setting up our bool, our blend by enum, blend movement state. So we want to add in our other states here. So you just right click and add them. Run, sprint, and crouch. And then you can set your blend times in between each one. But down here, we want to say movement state. There. So now we are telling what movement state we're in. And then we should be able to see. So if we just do, that's going to be our default here, just in case we don't have a state that we're in. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just get these hooked up, pretend like they're actual different animation. Then we'll compile, then we'll play. And then when we start moving, we should see one of them pop off. So we're running. Okay, so let's go to jogging. Now jogging is playing. Now we'll go to walking. Now we see walk is playing. Now let's sprint. That's okay. I think I just bypassed sprint. Here, where is sprint? Just so I can see. I'm not so concerned about sprint start from stop right now because I don't think I have that set up. So we are in here. So if I hold shift before I start moving, and where are we? I'm holding shift and I'm moving. Oh, was I in another part of the graph? Maybe. So turn around, holding shift. There we are. Let's try that again. Just because I was turning a different direction. So shift, there we are, sprint, great. So shift, sprint. Okay, cool. And then crouching. So crouch start, that's cool. So now if we wanted other specific, so we can use this anywhere. We just say blend bools by enum, and then we can pipe in different animations based off the enumerator that we're using. So very cool. You can change the blend time here, the blend type. You can add a custom blend. You can add a blend profile. So if you say, I've got a different blend profile down there, so if I wanted to put that in. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's basically it. There's my enumerator for getting my starts working. And I know I'm going to do a stop. Let's go ahead and copy this, come over here to the move stop graph. Same thing. We want a stop forward. And all of these should just be the same. I'm not sure why I have strafing built into here if this is just stop. So I'll need to work on that graph. It's been a bit. Yeah. If we just come to strafing here, actually I can just duplicate all these. So I need 6, 2, 4, and 6. So right now we're just going to use, again, the same stop animation for all these states. And once that's hooked up, we'll need to create our animation to put in here so that it plays the appropriate stop or start animation based off the enumerator that we're using. So that's a cool way to do um, instead of branching or selecting. So you could like do a selector off of this and say select. Um, maybe there's a wildcard here that we can play, maybe not. But I know we can do it off blend by bool. So if we're just saying, as an example, select here, if we said, I'll need to get those from here. So instead of doing it like every single time like this and having to repeat this setup, so we'd say is walking true, we'd place an animation there. And um, oh, I'm sorry. If we wouldn't use this select, we've got the bool here to select. Okay, enough with my confusion. So if where walking is true, we'd place, say, if this is the walk stop animation, we'd place that right there. And then if it was false, we'd come here and then we'd check for jogging. And then we place our jog stop animation there if that was true. So if neither one of those is true, then we'd check for sprinting like that. And if that's not true, we check one more time for crouching, pretending again that all of these are a specific animation. And then here in our false, we'd have a default, probably our run animation for stopping. And then we'd hook all those up like this, like that. And then that would pipe in here just like that. So now we play again. Excuse me. We're running. We stop. We see how that's being piped over. Okay, so if we're jogging now, if we stop, we see how jog kicks off. And if we walk, we're walking, and we stop, we see how walking kicks off. And then if we crouch, so I think we need to check if we're crouching first before anything else because walking is taking over. If we get out of that, and then we just go to crouch, we see how crouch kicks off there. Okay, so instead of doing this over and over again on every graph or every state machine, or every state, we can just use this enumerator now, and that makes things a little bit tidier and cleaner. So I'll leave it like that. Um, know that I'm going to change how crouch is set up, make sure crouch is first. But yeah, cool. Hopefully you enjoy enumerators and using them to help speed up your workflow and your animation setup. Happy animating out there.